Moments from your past have shaped the path leading to who you are today and the passions that drive you today.
Yeah, probably the most significant moment is right now. I in 2019 I had a parasite and Lyme's disease. Most people don't heal from those things, so I was sick for almost a year and a half, and I was in bed for 6 months. And so I learned a ton about health there. And so now that's why I really dedicate my life to. I have a hormone reset weight loss company, and so because I figured out how to reset hormones, and so um, that was the most significant moment I think that shaped me. And then of course the other one was when I was 19. I was in the military, and I was a tank commander, and I had
Mm-hmm.
significant pain in my arms and hands, and went to the doctors, and they gave me all types of pills, and that's what led me to become a natural healthcare doctor from that moment forward.
Mm-hmm.
So those are probably two most significant moments that led me to what I do now.
You said when you were a tank commander, you what happened?
I just had an injury that led me to
An injury.
go see regular doctors who just put me after a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of pills, and that's when I started learning
Mm,
about health, and that most of our healthcare system, when it comes to, I focus primarily on weight loss and hormone reset,
yeah.
is that most people end up never addressing the underlying causes, so they keep gaining weight or keep getting more unhealthy. That's where I figured that out.
What are your thoughts on big pharma versus holistic health?
What specifically is the question? Because there could be a lot of thoughts, but
So, what do you feel is the importance of their role versus just natural remedies,
well, if you're talking about medicines specifically, medicine was designed for emergency healthcare, and thank God we have it.
emergency?
Yeah, thank
Okay.
God we have that. That's what it's there for. But in 1970, Everett C. Koop, who's a former Surgeon General, said
Mm-hmm.
we've been pretty successful at getting sick people in medicines but that's their focus in the 70s was to get healthy people in medicines. And so that's what switched over is the emergency care has now been lapsed over into regular healthcare, and that's where it's quite off. You can't put medicines towards health. There's never been not one person's ever achieved health from taking a medicine. It's never happened. So it's good for
Yeah.
emergency care.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, exactly that. I feel like it's good for emergencies and it's good for holding you off like temporarily.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the same thing that's happened into the weight loss community. That's why I focus so much on this.
Mm,
We've got our program is it's called the Fast 40. It's a 40-day hormonal reset. And basically what's happened is the medical community has started to tap into weight loss. And a third of our country is overweight. And having excess fat is linked to every single, leading cause of death: cancer, heart disease, diabetes. I mean, even look
mm-hmm.
at arthritis and emotional imbalances. Excess fat is linked to that, and so that's what you look at the recent trend right now with like Ozempic, Wegovy.
Oh yeah, I've
These are
seen that.
these are injections. So this is basically taking the medical model and trying to treat weight loss, and it's
Mm-hmm.
very unsuccessful. There are thousands of lawsuits per day with people's digestive
Really?
tract being destroyed because of these injections.
Oh, their digestive tract,
Yeah, they're destroying it. Yeah,
the
so
bacteria.
what I focus on is actually rebuilding and rewiring someone's actual hormones, so that way
Mm,
we actually treat the underlying cause of weight gain, which is that someone's body is not using fat anymore, that someone's body is using sugar as a fuel source.
okay, so I have a sister. She's always struggled with weight loss. I think after watching a bunch of different documentaries on weight loss and stuff, I think she has multiple health factors that pretty much prevent her from losing weight. So first off, she has Hashimoto's, the thyroid one. Second, she has type 2. The one that's not as bad, type 2, is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Diabetes,
Mm-hmm.
the one that's not as bad. And then I also think she has her bacteria, her gut bacteria is just not healthily balanced. So she's always been just overweight. And so, how do you help those people? Like, what have you ever helped somebody with Hashimoto's
Yeah,
thyroid issues?
yeah. The first thing you got to understand is because someone named a disease doesn't
Mm,
mean they have that disease.
mm.
So just look at the Hashimoto's. What the fuck does that mean? Hashimoto's? This is just literally a name someone gave, right?
It's
So
like more labels. Yeah.
it's more labels. It doesn't lead to any health. And so you got to understand that your body does not cause problems. Your body is not the source or the cause of disease. So saying that
Mm,
you have a thyroid condition is saying that your body is creating disease. It's not. Your body is always the effect, not the cause. So when people get wrapped up in these labels,
mm-hmm.
there's no way to treat. That's why they come up with labels like that, because you go, oh, you got
Yeah.
Hashimoto's, now we can give you a pill. But these things
Uh,
aren't ever cured by these pills. So you got to understand that
no.
the thyroid gland is one of many glands in the body that is the effect. If you have a low thyroid or high thyroid, it is a symptom, a warning sign, not a cause.
Mm,
So that's the first issue: is you can't go and treat your symptoms. That's like saying, it's like saying this. Oh, hey man, I got a really bad inflamed check engine light. Do you ever help anyone with
mm,
your inflamed check engine lights? And I'd be like, well, yeah, you go to the bring them to the mechanic.
mm-hmm.
But what most of our medical system is doing is labeling it with check engine-itis. Imagine if your mechanic said you got a bad
Mm,
case of check engine-itis, you got an inflamed check engine light. That's what you just told me with Hashimoto's. You got check
mm-hmm.
engine-itis, man. And I go, wow, what is that? You go, it means your check engine light's inflamed. I mean, we can really treat it. We have a, I'll clear up the symptoms for you. And he puts a
Mm-hmm.
piece of black tape over the check engine light, and he goes, cured. You're cleared. You're cured. That's what is happening with medications and these diseases they're diagnosing, right? So what I do
Yeah.
is I open up
Mm-hmm.
the hood, and we actually go, listen, the check engine light's not the problem. Your thyroid gland is not the problem.
Mm,
Your digestive tract is not the problem. It's a symptom telling you something's behind it. If you treat the symptom, you
mm,
get sicker. That is why we have such a
mm,
unhealthy countries, because we keep treating the symptoms, not the underlying cause. So with someone like her, we do this process that I go through to reset someone's hormones.
mm-hmm.
We number one, um, years of stress and
Mm-hmm.
sugar consumption,
Mm,
it resets your hormones, both men and women. So if like your sister, if we
mm,
asked her, was there moments of intense stress in your life, and she'd probably say yeah. And did you drink alcohol, eat sugar, eat bread? Most people do this when they're stressed.
yeah.
Over years, your hormones identify either fat or sugar as a primary fuel source. And what most people don't realize is fat is the most clean burning fuel source you have. When you burn fat,
Mm,
your brain is on track, your body's on track,
yeah.
you have tons of energy, you sleep good, your emotions are balanced, you have less disease in the body. When you burn sugar, you are lethargic, you're tired, you're emotionally out of balance, you're unclear thoughts, and you become fat. This is the
Mm-hmm.
cause of weight gain. Now, the byproduct of burning sugar, thyroid problems. The byproduct of burning sugar, out of balance gut bacteria. So you see, if we treat thyroids and we treat other those symptoms, we don't ever get to the cause. So that's what we do: is we actually rewire the hormones. Your hormones are designed to, like I said, to identify fat, but because the way we treat ourselves with stress and sugars and simple carbohydrates, your body identifies sugar as a fuel source. When that happens, that's when the disease process sets in.
So is it completely individualized, or how do you or is it like a generalized?
Well, what we do is called the Fast 40 program. We do
Mm,
individualized. It's a doctor supervised hormone reset company. because there is no, every human being is completely different. So what
Mm,
works for one person doesn't work for another. But the entire program, we have an entire program that we start with people with, but we do one-on-one doctor supervised coaching because when you work with a human being, you're not just working with a body. You're working with their mind,
yeah.
their concepts, their heart, their
Mm,
soul, the physicality, all of it.
hmm. So, I guess what's the what's the most common thing you find that's, I don't even want to say wrong with people, or the most common issue they come to you for?
Yeah. I'd say the most common issue with people that are trying to lose weight and have become really unhealthy is they're doing diets. The
Mm,
common issue is they're doing diets. Let me tell you which ones specifically. Paleo, keto, fasting,
mm,
Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, metabolic centers, Atkins. Go through all of them.
yeah.
And the reason I say this is because every time someone diets, it's based on something called calorie reduction. So when you reduce your
Mm,
calories, you start losing weight for about 7 to 10 days. But then something happens. Your body doesn't keep losing weight. When you reduce calories, eventually you trigger a part of your brain that has got something called the anti-starvation mechanism,
mm,
which for 25,000 years or more, every time you starve yourself, our bodies are wired to store fat. So
yeah.
every diet you do gets you fatter. So every time someone robs themselves of calories and they argue, they go, "No, I lost weight." And then just wait about 6 months, they're going to gain it back and some. This is the majority of
Mm,
people. 80%, this is American statistic. You can look it up. 80% of people that do any weight loss program in America gain the weight back within 1 year. That's our stats. So
mm,
80% of the time, you're going to fail and get worse. And it's because you cannot reduce calories and lose fat long term. And I know this will really bump up against, because the most recent fad we've had is fasting. You know how many calls I have with people? This is
yeah.
what people go. They go, "Dr. Goldman, I love fasting. It's so great for me." And I go, "Great. How's it working for you?" "It's awesome. I lost a lot of weight." And you go, "Then why am I on the phone with you?" They go, "Well, I gained it back." So
uh,
because you end up gaining all the weight back, fasting's not working for you. This stuff works temporarily. That's like saying, like every time you go to do a check engine light, right? And they put the piece of black tape, well, the sun keeps peeling the tape off, and you go, "This stuff's not working."
mm,
But meanwhile, you're getting worse. Whatever is really the cause underneath the hood is getting worse. So the more you try to do calorie reduction diets, it's almost like patching up the symptoms. Same kind of thing.
yeah.
But eventually you're going to get worse. So eventually, by the time people come to me, they're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight. Their metabolism is screwed up. That's one of the things that dieting does, is screw up metabolism. So
Mm,
people think that they need to eat less. And what's been demonized is our appetite. So many,
mm,
especially women, have been told that their appetite, you need to suppress your appetite. Drink coffee, it'll help your appetite. Appetite is your God given mechanism to tell you you're on empty. That's like you driving
yeah.
your car, and you call me one day and you say, "Hey man, my gas gauge keeps going to E, and I'm really concerned about it. I'm not sure how to fix this. Do you have
Yeah.
anything that can override this thing going on E? Because I'm so tired of it. Tell me I'm on empty." It's the same thing. And I'd be like, "Eat some fucking food, right? Eat some
And
food."
then it goes against, because especially when you're doing the fasting protocol, right? You're trying to suppress your appetite for as long as
Right?
whatever the window is.
Yeah. And people doing this for days on end. And yeah, then you get on empty, right? And then what your
Mm-hmm.
body is with the biological system, your body goes, "Oh shit, I love you so much. I'm going to start storing fat next time you do this to make sure you have more fat next time you starve yourself."
Mm.
And the thing just goes over and over and over again.
So have you found that the 40-day hormonal reset protocol, is that like the best thing to start with?
Yes. This is, well, this isn't a start. This is a beginning and the end.
Beginning and end.
Because when you reset your hormones, back to what you're supposed to be, you go back to health. And this happens at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. When you go back to burning fat and you stop burning sugar, you no longer have sugar cravings. You can start trusting your hunger mechanism. See, when you're burning sugar, you can't trust your hunger. Their hunger is inaccurate because you can eat a box of donuts, but you can't eat a box of steaks.
Because your blood sugar spike, right?
Yeah, well, sugar tricks your brain into thinking you can eat more. That's what it does.
Mm.
That's one of the purposes why they put it in food. That's why they put sugar in food. It's cheap. It releases dopamine in your brain, which makes you feel like you've done something good with your life, right? And you get rewarded. So that's why
Yeah.
every time they put sugar in the food, it's so that way you can go buy more and you say, wow, I feel good when I eat this food. Yet you're slowly killing yourself.
Are you allowed to tell us how that looks like?
What, the program?
The 40 days?
Oh, yeah. So we do one-on-one consultations with people to make sure someone's a good fit. So we only accept people into the program we know are a good fit. So there's certain factors we won't accept. But over the course of 40 days, we show people what to eat, when to eat, and how much to eat. We have an online training course that has about 73 really dialed in videos, about 5 to 10 minutes long, that walk people through this. And over the course of those days, with a certain way we eat, we also use a herbal supplement that we created. There's no chemicals, no pharmaceuticals, but they basically put the drops under their tongue 3 times a day. Those drops trigger the hypothalamus, the part of your brain. The hypothalamus is what identifies and it tells the hormones to choose sugar or fat. So we found eating the way we have someone eat and then basically taking these drops over the course of 40 days, hormones are reset. We've had lab tests done. We had endocrinologists test hormone levels, testosterone, cortisol, progesterone before and after our program. And we've had testosterone, cortisol, progesterone, all of them completely balanced after. And so that's the process. We do have people pull out all sugars and all simple carbohydrates and all alcohols because those turn directly into sugar. So that way someone's body can get a chance to start using fat. Because if you have 10, 20, 30 pounds of fat on you, your body's leaving on the most amazing fuel source, fat. So by the end of it, we have the average weight loss is 15 to 30 pounds of fat, not muscle, but of fat.
In 40 days?
40 days. When someone fasts, when you hear someone say I lost weight, they're losing muscle and fat. If you lose muscle, you feel terrible. That's why people are exhausted on fasting. They're starting to dig into muscle storages.
What role does timing play into eating and losing weight? And
a big role. One of the things that we really teach people is you've got to eat on time. You cannot miss a meal. The moment you miss a meal within 30 minutes to an hour, you trigger fat storage. Now, that's only relevant if you've switched your hormones back to burning fat. If you're a sugar burner, eating on time doesn't really, you can miss it, don't miss it, you're still burning sugar. So step 1 is you got to reset your hormones back to burning fat. Step 2, you can't miss any meals. And we are very diligent with this with our patients. Our patients eventually by the end of this are like eating 2 to 3 times the amount they were eating before they started. And they're now 3, 4, 5 dress sizes down and eating more than their husband and smaller than everyone around them. And what I tell them is, welcome to health. Welcome to healthy metabolism. Welcome back.
Do you mainly only help females, or?
Oh no, we have men
have
too,
men
man.
as well.
No, but
You have men too?
the reason I focus on men and women, but I focus on women when I advertise and when I market, because women take care of their health before men. Men are very slow to take care of their health in general. So
Really?
women are the action takers when it comes to health. Yep. Across the board.
That's surprising.
I know, me too.
Maybe it's just like, I guess, the content I consume and like the mindset I have.
You're different, but so am I. We're not
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
not we're not the same as most men. Man, I ran a chiropractic office for 15 years. That's how I figured out the hormonal reset.
I used
And
to do chiropractic.
I used to be a chiropractor.
Used to break people's backs.
I used
I'm
to,
just
yeah,
kidding.
they would come in. We'd actually allow the nerve flow through adjustments, through gentle adjustments. But
uh,
what happens is 75% of the people I worked with were women because men, they don't take care of themselves as well. Men deal with a lot more pain and
oh yeah.
they think they're more tough. That's why they end up in worse situations than women. But women take faster action on their health.
I do I do see that. Like when I was with my ex, she a cold. Oh, I gotta go to the ER. It's like, wait, what?
Hmm. Hmm.
Whereas me, I would be like, just get some over the counter meds or something,
Yeah.
or
Yep.
home remedies.
Women take care of themselves much faster. They're much more quick to get examined and that kind of stuff. So
So the way you were explaining the reset, is it? What does the diet look? It sounds like keto, but it's not keto.
no, we use a specific. We created this diet for us,
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, just pulling out sugars and like simple carbohydrates and sugars and stuff like that. But people can eat lean meats, vegetables, fruits,
Mm-hmm.
eat all those healthy foods.
Do you think? Do they have to follow this protocol, or because there's also other diets that people are like, like they're like, I have to do this diet, or they have the new meat carnivore diet that people are swearing by. Like, do you think all of that matters?
Well, if you're asking me about dieting, I think diet. I think people should stop dieting because we don't
Mm-hmm.
have people diet. Like we have people eat healthy. A fad diet is gonna just keep changing, changing, changing.
Mm-hmm.
There's eating healthy and there's dieting. Dieting is calorie
Okay.
reduction. So you're reducing your calories to where you end up losing weight and you start robbing yourself of stuff. We have people eat healthy. So we have people eat
Mm.
during the 40 days how they should eat after the 40 days. That's why if you do a diet and you can only do it for a certain amount of time, it's not, you can only temporarily do that. So we teach people
Yeah.
how to eat permanently. When, what, how often, all that.
Okay. Okay. So Cody, besides helping people lose weight, what is quantum life coaching in part
You
of your
know,
life?
I utilize that in our one-on-one coaching with our weight loss company.
Mm.
And it really is because we do one-on-one attention. So, for example, it's what we've been talking about from here forward. Your body is
Mm.
a loudspeaker of you. So people think that their body is a cause. It's not. It's an effect. So as people
Mm-hmm.
start losing weight, what happens is they start dropping off emotions. They start dropping off energies they've been tied down in.
Mm.
You see, fat, when we repress emotions, it shows up in your body as dis-ease. So
Mm.
we tie this in with our weight loss company. And as people lose weight, we help them to actually show them how to sit in energy, sit in emotions, and be in an emotion to release the energy. So it's not stored.
Mm.
That's what that is.
What's the best way to release energy?
Is to dive right in the middle of it. Don't go meditate.
Mm.
Don't go talk to a counselor. Don't go, uh, don't go boxing. Don't go running, walking. Maybe those things are all great to do temporarily,
Mm.
but just the one thing you don't want to do is go sit by yourself and dive into the middle of that emotion. It's the one thing no one does. And that is the one and only way to truly let energy move through you.
Mm. So just straight up, just feel it.
Yeah, feel it. No, man, I didn't do that for 30 years, 40 years. I didn't know what that even meant. But most of us aren't feeling,
Really?
man. Most of us keeping ourselves really busy, not feeling. And
Yeah, or
yeah,
we distract
yep,
and
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
So literally just what if you're feeling road rage?
Yeah, let yourself drop in. The reason that it expresses is because we're not
Mm.
feeling it. It's us trying to hold it in that makes it express outwardly.
Ah.
So repression leads to expression. But if you don't repress it, it doesn't have
Mm.
to express in ways that are harmful.
It's like the people. It's like you see in movies the bully that bullies the kids until they explode or something
Yeah.
because they just let them walk over them for years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because they're told to be a good kid and don't yell at people and don't argue.
Yeah.
I don't teach my little girl that. I teach her that
What do you teach her?
you're bad and good. I teach her what's real. Because
Um.
the more you try to get polarized on being good, the more bad you end up attracting. The more mad you end up becoming. We're both bad and good.
Mm,
This is all morality crap that was created by, certain parts of the world that is
yeah.
just polarizing people. You're bad and you're good. You're nice and you're mean. You're both. You're not just nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I remember taking I think it was a philosophy class in college, and it was like, would it be good if, because it was like killing is bad, right? Killing is bad, but what if you had to kill one person to save 1,000 people?
Mm-hmm.
You know, then it would be good because then you would prevent
Mm-hmm.
more people dying and in replace of one person.
Yep. Yep.
It's like that.
Exactly. Exactly. Morality gets people really twisted up in rights and wrongs, goods and bads, and it creates a lot of mental disorders. It creates bipolar. That's what bipolar is. It's
Mm,
trying to live one-sided bias living. You're not a one-sided person. You can't be all good. It's not possible.
how do you feel about like mental? Because we were talking about physical like diseases and stuff. What about mental? Do you think that is in the same realm of like fixing your hormones, or do you think that's just purely genetic? Or
When I can just tell you what I've seen over the last 17 years is when someone is become a sugar burner, their emotions
mm,
are all over the place. You're building your mind and body off of sugar. And I've watched anxiety, depression, I've watched all of these things. By the end of the 40 days, I had people going, "Oh my God, Dr. Goldman, I feel so good. Like, can I get off these medications?" I'm like, "I don't know. You can talk to your doctor." Um,
yeah,
but like, you know, there's no amount of depression, or just so you know this, there's not a shred of evidence truly or a test. Like when someone goes to the doctor and they get diagnosed with anxiety or depression, there's not one test that proves that. No one gets tested for depression or anxiety. It's a question. Do you feel sad? Do you feel like really heavy? Oh, you're depressed. That's how it goes. It's not because it's a chemical test they did.
yeah.
So then we're going to treat your emotional imbalance with chemicals. It never fixes it. In the history of depression and anxiety medications, not one person's depression or anxiety has ever
Was
been fixed.
cured. Yeah.
So anyway, yes, I know we're kind of probably it's probably telling us time to close out, huh?
No, I have like one more, well, two more
Go for it.
questions,
Yeah.
and then we'll dive into our conclusion. Um, so I guess talking about the life coaching, what are the principles of personal magnetism to you
You know, I don't put a lot of attention on that really anymore.
anymore? Yeah.
Yeah, just because the biggest thing I found is listen, if you want to really improve yourself, improve your life, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, get your body healthy. That's the main thing. So many people are so busy working on themselves spiritually and emotionally and negate the body. Your body is the
Mm,
key to health, wealth, and love. Health is the key to all of it.
so focus on your health first.
Your health number one. You're not people aren't seeking I mean, when if you someone's really sick, they're not seeking spirituality. They're just seeking to breathe again, to walk again. That's why my number one focus is someone's health, physical health.
No, that's literally exactly what happened to me 2 weeks ago. My daughter gave me hand, foot, and mouth. Have you heard of it?
Yep, yep, yep.
It's common with toddlers and kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, it's so weird. She gave me it, but she didn't get any rashes. We both got the fever at the same time, and we're like bedridden for like 3 days. And then after the 3 days, rashes started popping up all over my hands and feet, and it wasn't on my mouth, it was on my scalp. My scalp started getting rashes, but she didn't. And during the first couple days of the rash, it was super painful. Like, I couldn't do anything with my hands. I could barely walk. It felt like every time I would use my hands, it'd be like needles, like I'd be touching needles. And that just made me super grateful to be able to use my hands, because during that time I couldn't. And it was just for like 3 days, but it felt like forever. Just those 3 days of not being able to use my hands without feeling some sort of pain.
Yep.
So yeah, I think people just practice gratitude every day as well, along with your taking care of your body.
Yep. Agreed.
But we can dive right into the final, because I know we're short on time. But I play this game. Where should we begin?
Okay.
We just ask, pull one card that's supposed to be getting to know you more, getting to know the guests more. So, okay, share something. You can skip one too if it's like two, because there's some kinky ones in here.
Okay.
Share something that's naughty about what money means to me.
The naughty what money means.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have an answer for that one. Yeah, I don't have necessarily any negative connotations behind money or naughty, you know.
What about something heartbreaking about money?
Heartbreaking. Let me feel into that. Heartbreaking about money. Heartbreaking about money. You know, it's a little hard question for me to answer. Subjects that I feel heartbroken on means I had an out of bounds perception. I don't feel heartbroken about money. I don't feel anything heartbreaking about it.
Okay, we can skip that one. What about, I just picked another one.
Sure.
Something you wouldn't tell your coworkers about. My most tenacious vice.
Most tenacious vice. Let's see here. I think maybe my most tenacious vice would be probably working out. Meaning,
Really?
probably when when I have emotions that are coming up, and I would almost always go work out, and it would override the emotions, and then eventually I would just work out, which you think would be it's a healthy thing, but you really end up repressing emotions. So that's what I've noticed is really funny, because people can use alcohol,
That's what I
drugs,
do.
sex,
Yeah.
just cover up emotions. So now I force myself to go sit and feel. I don't always do it, but I'm doing it more and more now. So that's it. Yeah.
So literally just sit and feel.
Sit and
I
feel.
think for me, what I do now is walks.
Yeah.
I like to whenever I'm like feeling emotions, it was the same thing for me. I would just go get a pump at the gym or go work out extra hard that day. And now I found myself just walking more.
Yep. So what I do the same thing, but I'll sit in my emotion before I go walk to make sure I'm still not avoiding it.
So just literally just sit and think about the emotion.
Not think, sit and
not even
feel.
think. Sit and feel.
Yeah, you can't think about your emotions. It doesn't work. You got to feel your emotions.
I'm gonna start doing that now.
Yeah, do that, buddy. I think you will.
All right, Cody, you ready for these final questions?
Sure.
They could be rapid fire style, or you can elaborate on them if you feel like it. So my first question is, what is your biggest regret?
I can't feel into one, man. Again, regret is born of perception that I did something right or wrong. and I've cleared through so many things that I don't feel regrets for something. Yeah. I have love and appreciation for the moments in my past. I don't have any regrets. I can't feel any, genuinely.
Mm-hmm. Um, hmm. No, that's actually common. A lot of people try to like not hold on to any regrets, to be honest. So I'll rebuttal that question with, on if you were on your deathbed, what's one thing you wouldn't want to regret?
Yeah, for sure, man. I know that one. Telling people how much I love them, expressing love, because I was on my deathbed, and that's exactly what what I was regretting back then. That's why I don't have regrets now. Is
Yeah.
I was like, man, I didn't tell someone I love them, people in my life. That was 100%. So that was what, 5 years ago. Had you asked me that, that was my answer. Now I do every opportunity I can, just say what's on your heart.
That's really good, because I think a lot of people get caught up in the day-to-day, like day-to-day life, surviving, working,
Yeah,
and we don't appreciate like the reality of just living.
yeah,
So you'll get into a argument with your friends, family, loved ones, and not realize we're all just like we're all just living, and we should appreciate each other and appreciate the people that we care about.
yep, exactly, exactly. You got it.
Because what happens if then you get into these stories where people never truly get closure because you left that argument and it was a toxic argument and you left them, and then next thing you know they get into a car accident the next day,
Right.
and like pass away.
Right. Pretty. Yeah. Perspective is everything, man. Perspective changes with stuff like that, for sure. Exactly.
So that's why I also try my best to not hold on to grudges and resentments
Yeah.
because of that.
Yep. Exactly. Agreed.
My next question is, who or what has made the biggest impact in your life so far?
Everything and everyone around me is a mirror of me. So when you look out, you're only seeing yourself. The things that you infatuate with and you lift up on a pedestal are you. The things you criticize and push down are you. Everything and everyone around you is just mirroring you. The biggest impact on me is literally everything I look at around me, whether I like it or not like it. It's me.
It's good. It's one lesson you had to learn the hardest way.
Positivity, being positive, will only bring more negativity in your life. It's the it's the way the electronic universe is wired. You put two magnets together, you put two positive poles together. What do?
Oh, they
Yep.
bounce
So the
off.
more charged you positively charge yourself, the more you repel positivity. The more you attract the opposite. It's a perfect equilibrium.
Is that where we like get into like toxic positivity? Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they're addressing. It's just that.
It's kind of like I think, to my understanding, toxic positivity is kind of like being over optimistic about everything, and like you'll sweep everything under the rug and just be like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, when you're not like just facing reality and saying some things just aren't
Yeah,
okay right now.
yeah, I'd say
Like
that's
that.
true. I'd say that's it.
Did you hear me though?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, man. I definitely agree with you.
Yeah. My next question is, what would you want to do or experience in life if you had all the time and all the money in the world?
I mean, I'm doing it right now, man.
Hey everyone, so Cody Golman, Dr. Cody Golman got disconnected and he had another appointment during this podcast. but he reached back out and told me his last answers to my final questions, and I'm gonna go over them real quick. So the last questions were, what would you want to experience if you had all the time and money in the world? And he said he wouldn't change anything. He has freedom in his life to do what he wants when he wants, like financial freedom, I guess. And then the second question was, can you please share something that will resonate with the audience? And he just said if someone's overweight or struggling, the first thing that they should do is immediately stop dieting. It's causing them more harm. And he plugs his website, so go check out his website, www.fast40weightloss.com, to learn the right way to get their health back. That is fast, like FAST, 40 weightloss.com. And that's it. That's going to be a wrap, guys. So as always, I hope you're doing good. I hope you are making progress in life, in whatever you're pursuing. And as always, stay curious, keep going, never give up. You got this. Peace.